Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of NAIJATOAMERICA. My name is Moyo and with me is...
Day.
Hi. Okay, it's been a while you've seen us, but today we're going to talk about, well, in the series of videos that follow this one, we want to cover after you're done, selecting a school, when you actually come to America and you're in school, some tips and some tricks. It's not tricks, it's that you do it along the ways, but just some advice on how to do well from an academic perspective, from acclimatizing to the culture, and also from just preparing for a career here in America. So you'd see some videos after this. We plan on making about 3 to 4 maybe. We'll see how long they are. Videos on how to do well in America, how to settle down in America, just from people that have done it very recently. So stay tuned and we hope you enjoy the next series of videos.
And if there's anything you would like to see from a living in the US perspective, anything you want us to cover that doesn't necessarily fall under academic, social and work, comments and let us know, and we'll see how we can incorporate that into our videos.
Yep. If you need some tips on how to stay fit, it's not from us. It's, we're struggling. Some tips on how to not gain 10 pounds, freshman 15. I gained it, so I cannot help you. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the next video, a couple of videos, and we'll
catch you in the next one.
Yeah.
Bye. Make sure you're in front. Hello everyone, welcome to the first video in the series of settling into the US about academics, everything academics in the US. So whether be your first year in college as a freshman or your first year in graduate school as a master's student, what to consider or how to be successful in your academics in the US. So just keep watching and you should learn something new from this video. So she'll start.
Okay, fine. Okay, so my first tip is forget everything you know about academics. Don't forget everything, but come with a different mindset. So coming from Nigeria, you're used to, I think we've mentioned this on one of our other videos, but you're used to the academic rigor and studying for long hours and all of that. But
not that you shouldn't bring that.
Bring that mindset. But so in America it's not actually how much you read and how late you stay up. You need to just learn how to work smart, in the sense that so coming from a perspective of I need to just read and dump. In America, you need to be able to read to understand and be able to apply what you've learned. So come with that mindset of I'm coming to really learn, not necessarily to get good grades. You get good grades if you learn the subject material. So in Nigeria, you just read to get grades. Here you actually you read, cram, get the grades and forget it. Here you actually read, learn, and you need to be able to kind of apply it. And so come with that mindset.
Yeah, and I find that the mindset of reading to write your exam. So you're reading to pass essentially. And I think a lot of us have that in Nigeria. I think that's how we're, even from high school, that's how we're reading. Because there's so much there's so much cover. It's always you have to pass. So you read to pass. But I find that also applies in the work environment too, where if you don't understand, so if you're just reading and just taking it in the way it is without necessarily stopping to understand, then it affects your success ultimately. Then it's you don't really, especially with school, right? You can go through a semester, and if you're not not necessarily reading to understand, but if you don't go through it's an entire process. So you have to read articles, there are discussions. That's how you learn, and then you find that at the end of it all, you gain a broader perspective as opposed to just reading what is in your book and just writing, and then a month or 2 later you can't remember. That really defeats the purpose of learning, which I find that that's how a lot of us studied, and it's not necessarily the best. It doesn't help you long term. So change your mindset entirely, especially if you're coming for your masters too. Don't bring that mindset of how you learned back home, unless you had a different perspective or a different approach to learning, your personal approach. But if it was the way a lot of us were taught in school, where it's just read and you just want to read to pass and read to get the high grades, that's nice too. but it's also helpful to learn. I think the beauty of learning, especially in graduate school, is like it's not just your academics. There are other points to it, to learning other people's perspectives in the classroom. So come with a different mindset to learn and gain a good learning experience.
Yeah, and I mean that's a good segue because she touched on how there are different points to your learning. So even to build on that, your grades are dependent on multiple things. So it's not just your midterm tests or anything,
or your exam score.
The first day of school for most schools, for most classes, for all the classes that I took, I don't know about other schools, but you get your curriculum.
That's how it should. That's
how it should be. Your first class is always this is what this class is about. This is what goes into your grades. This is an intro to your teacher, to what you should expect, and what the teacher expects from you as a student. So usually you would have a certain percentage of your score going to your midterm tests, a certain percentage to your final exams, a certain percentage to class discussions, some percentage to assignments, if it's like one of those classes that have papers or some special projects.
On the professor.
Some special projects within this thing, you would have certain scores assigned to that as well.
And you find that exams don't necessarily carry the heaviest weight.
Yeah.
So you could have midterm 1, midterm 2, and final exam. Your final exam it could be 25%, 25%. Final exam might be like 20%, 30% or something. There are other things in between.
There are other things in between. So if you're banking on to be honest, if you get to a point in the semester where it's like, oh, I need to get 100 in this exam for me to pass, you did not do all your work well. Because
relying on only
your exams. There's so many. You should be looking at how many points can I get. So when you have an assignment, your assignment should be, I need to get 9 out of 10 so that I can build. This is something like. So I can build on that. So you shouldn't be relying on, I need to get 100% in this exam for me to pass this class. You know, if you get to that point, you need to reorient yourself because like there's so many points that you should be getting scores and things to build up to your overall grade in the class. So that's one thing to change. Actually, that was something for me when I came. I know that my assignments going to my grades, I was like, I will do it later. It's not just assignments. It's not an assignment. I just need to study for my exam. No,
it doesn't work like that.
Do your assignments and try to get as many points as you can.
And there are classes where you don't even. Did you have those classes where you don't take exams?
Yeah.
I love those classes. So there are other things that form your grade. It could be group work, team activity, something.
I had a class like that.
You don't necessarily write an exam, which differs to probably.
One of my classes was just you come to the class, you talk about. It was a class preparing for your career after school, for your life after school, and you have a big paper at the end of the semester. You have little papers during the semester, but your big paper was you research a company that you're interested in working in, and you try to like find as much information about them, which helps because if you are preparing for interviews and all of that, it's an opportunity for you to also try to think, okay, where would I like to work? And what are some things that I would like to know about this company going into an interview and all of that. I ended up I worked for the company that I did my research paper on. Actually, at that point, I already had my job, so I was like, I'm not going to go and research on that company for anything. So it gave me an opportunity to have information about the company as well. And I didn't have any exam. I just wrote a paper on it, and that was it. Cool. So yeah, there are multiple things to consider. So don't be lazy. Don't be lazy with your assignments. Don't be lazy with your papers. They all go into your grades, and the goal is to get as many points as possible. All right. Yeah. Number 3. Yeah, that was our second point.
All right.
So point 3 is don't just take classes because they're interesting. Don't take classes because I've always loved to learn French, so I will go and take French and I'll not do my research about the class or about the professor. It's important for you to know the style of a professor, in the sense that the way you have people in Nigeria that they just have it out for students. That's the same way you have people here in America that are like that. So talk to people that have taken classes before. Also use ratemyprofessors.com. Is it ratemyprofessor.com? ratemyprofessor.com. Students go there, give reviews about professors, and you know that if a class is really bad, students will go on there like, I will finish this professor's destiny and they actually go on there and write thorough reviews. So read up on your professor. If your professor is not to rate my professor, ask people that have taken the class with them, because that will give you an idea of what are the things that this professor likes to do, or what's this professor's style of teaching, style of grading, what are the things that I need to like focus on. There are some professors, like, you're writing papers with them, they want you to like break it down, and they want to see you refer to one article that you read in the class, just to show that you're understanding everything that is going on in the class. And there are some professors that they don't really care about that. They just want you to write your paper, go straight to the point, and be legible, like let your arguments make sense. That's just their style of doing things, and they don't want to read your 10-page paper about how this article that you read in class ties to your paper or something like that. So figure out the style of teaching, figure out the style of grading, ask them. I'll be asked people that have done it before how to best prepare for that class.
Yeah, and I would say from a master's perspective, we don't really get a choice in like the number of the classes you take, because you know you're coming in to do 33 credits or 36 credits or whatever, and because you're building on knowledge, you know what classes to take. But you have some electives that where you could get like 3 electives, 4 electives, 5 electives, whatever, for your entire degree, where you can pick and say, it doesn't, sometimes you may be lucky your electives don't have to be in your department. Your core classes are classes you have to take, you must take towards your degree. Your electives are courses you can pick and choose, but you still need to take a certain number of electives to make up your credits. So I would say be deliberate with your electives. Don't just pick classes just because. So if you want to learn French, maybe you could take an undergrad level French class. Maybe that could be 1 credit or 2 credits, just because you want to learn French. But don't just take classes because, oh, this is what is available. Sometimes if you don't register early for some classes, then you might not get into the class you want, so you might be forced to take a random class. But be deliberate. For instance, if you are studying information systems and most of your classes relate to like the core of information systems, you could choose to take an elective in project management that will help you with like managing like IT or something. Or you could take something relating to project leadership or business leadership that would also help you. But my point is, don't just take classes in a vacuum. Be deliberate about what classes you take. If you have an interest in analytics and your background is in analytics, you could just take a class in data visualization or something. But you know that at the end of the class you will learn from it, because you are paying for these classes. These classes are not free. So I don't know if undergrad students forget this, but they are not free. So you have to ensure that you are getting value.
Sorry, when you say it's not free, if as you are registered, you are paying for it.
It's part of your tuition. That's my point. So like you are paying tuition. So if you are paying for tuition, then you are paying for those classes.
Is your tuition based on the number of credits you take that semester?
No, your tuition is fixed, but you have fees, and your fees are also
based on the credits,
number of credit hours that you take.
I guess it depends on the school then, because for my school, for instance, we're going to be
off tangents.
Yeah, off tangents. But like for my school, for instance, I mean, you pay your tuition and
room and
board and all of that. But like I can choose to take 5 credits in a semester, and nothing will happen to I'm not paying more for it.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yeah.
My point is,
I can choose to get a minor.
My point is either way, you are paying for your degree. You are paying for your school. So whether you are paying more, you are paying less. My point is, like, you have to get value for your money. So don't just, you are going to school, but there's no point in you spending 4 years or spending 2 years for your master's, spending money, and then you come out with a degree with grades that don't make any sense. So that's my point when I say you're paying for it. So you have to make sure you get value. So don't just go in and then come out with anyhow grades. Yeah. Because then you regret it eventually. And
you actually mentioned something about being deliberate. So like if you, for your 4-year course, I mean, there are obviously core classes that you need to take. But what I did was I actually planned my entire semester from like my sophomore year, I think. I planned, okay, sophomore year fall, this is what I'm taking. Sophomore year spring, this is what I'm taking. May term, summer term, this is what I'm taking, and all of that. So that way, when it's time to register, I already know what I'm taking, and I'm not just.
You can register in time.
You can register in time. Even when you're going to see, when I go to see my academic advisor, it's not to say what am I taking this semester. It's to tell him this is what I'm taking. Am I on track to getting my degree by this time, and all of that. So plan things out. Be deliberate, like you said. Be deliberate about what you want to do, and also if you have read about one professor and this professor is not that good, or the professor doesn't really fit your own style of learning. That way you can say, okay, by next spring I need to take you with this other professor that I like.
If you get a choice to do that. Otherwise, just learn from other people's experiences with dealing with that professor and learn how to deal with them.
Yeah. So that's about choosing courses to do well in school. What else do you have?
I was going to talk about GPA. So I mentioned earlier, last point I talked about you are paying for grades, so there's no point getting bad grades when you're paying for it. So point 4, I would say be deliberate with your academics in the sense of building your GPA. So I think at the master's level it's straightforward in the sense that at a master's level you shouldn't be getting below a 3.0. If you are, then there's a problem somewhere, you need to get help or you need to talk to people. But it's pretty easy to maintain a 3.0. 3.0 is the standard, but you should strive to be better or strive to get at least a 3.5. At an undergrad level, I know that's when it really counts, because if you are considered above a 3.5, then you are considered like a certain percentage of your class. You are in the top percentage of your class, and that helps you with looking for jobs. At the master's level, I think when you're looking for jobs, your GPA counts, but not as much. Especially, it doesn't really count as much. If you have a 3.5 or a 3.6, 3.7, that's good. But if you also have a 3.4, I don't think you won't get a job because just because of your GPA. There are other factors to consider. But I would also say be very deliberate. So back to our first point of changing your mindset. So with your assignments, don't just say I want to get all A's. There's nothing wrong with getting all A's, but how do you get the A's? So know how you're working on your assignments, know how you work in groups, and know how you read for your exams, so that way you are staying on track to getting your good grades. But at the same time, don't focus only on just getting good grades.
Yeah.
So that would also try and get involved on campus and all that, but that would be for another video. But yeah, anything else to add to that? Yeah,
for grades, I would say the higher you are, the better you are. Because as international students, depending on what you study, you need to stand out. So, I studied business. Business is like yeah, everybody's doing business. So you need to stand out, and one way to stand out is to your GPA. So when employers are looking at, because we are both involved in recruiting now that we're working, and don't believe that lie that your GPA does not count.
Your GPA counts.
It's a lie.
It counts.
It's a lie.
But to an extent, your GPA is not the only thing they're looking at.
Your GPA is not the only thing that they're looking at. But if I have to choose between somebody that is actively involved, because it's easy to get involved in school, but has maybe a 3.5, and then you that you're actively involved and you have like a 3.8. I'll probably choose you that you're involved and you're able to maintain such a high grade, because it shows that you have a certain type of work ethic that you bring to the firm as well. So the higher you are, the better chance of you standing out from the crowd. So for God's sake, aim for the top. Try. For some courses it's harder to do well, but please do your best.
And that's why you also have to be careful with where you're picking your classes.
Yeah.
So when you're selected, if you have the liberty of picking some of the classes you take, don't go and take a class that you know that this class might be
or like a class where the professor is just
because it will set you off track. So if your goal is I want to have a 4.0, there's nothing wrong with that, then you have to be careful with the classes you're taking. Make sure you're taking classes that you know, okay, this class
I have a chance of getting an A that
will not derail me. Don't go and take a class just because I like
African art. It sounds interesting.
If it's a class that you don't have a choice, you have to take, then find ways to deal with the professor or the way the class is taught, or with the workload in the class, so that way you are on track.
And I mean, this is an unpopular opinion as well, but if you're struggling with your core classes, then I really want you to really consider if you like what you're studying.
If you are,
and if that is meant for you.
Good point. Very, very good point. You shouldn't be struggling
in your core class. I don't know how
master's level.
I don't know how you say like, I don't know what class is there, or even business, because I tell you, with how simple people think business is, I know people that struggle with business. I don't understand it. So
then it's not for you.
Yeah, so it's like if you're really struggling in your core classes, your core degree, maybe it's really not meant for you.
Yeah, this is a very good point. You have to be honest with yourself, really, about what it is that you're studying, and the good thing and what I like about schooling here is you can change your degree.
Yeah.
You can change your program. Even at the master's level, you can change your course too. So even though you might feel I'm an international student, this is what I came as, this is what I came to study. You can also change your. So if you're not doing as well, or if you're not being as successful as you would like, and if you're struggling with your classes, then you should really start thinking internally, considering and being honest with yourself and thinking about, okay, what else can I study? Is this really meant for me? Talk to your academic advisors and see if there's anything else you can do, or see if there are options to transfer to a different program, or see what options are available for you. But there's also the option of transferring if you're not happy with what you're studying, or if you're not doing as well.
If you see that, I really enjoyed this other elective that I did in, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the good, beautiful part about it.
I don't know, in bio, and I'm doing business and I'm not doing well in business. Maybe bio is actually meant for you. If you're enjoying it and you're getting good grades in your bio elective that you took, maybe you should look into taking more classes there and actually switching. In summary, so we've covered how to do well academically here. We talked about changing your mindset from shifting your focus from I'm just here to get good grades to I'm actually here to learn and be able to apply what I've learned. And then we also covered being deliberate about your courses. Don't just pick courses because it sounds interesting, because it sounds nice. Research about your professors. Talk to people that have taken the classes before. And finally, try to keep your GPA up. Yeah. Keep your GPA up.
And if you're struggling, reach out for help or reconsider your options. Yes. You can always reconsider your options. You're not stuck.
You're not stuck. This is not Nigeria where they just say you don't have the cutoff for medicine, so you're in microbiology.
You say you can change.
You have to start from the beginning, from part 1. No, you have the option of changing. Yeah.
Sometimes you might have to start again, but you might not necessarily start from the beginning. You might just start from a certain level if you're taking like the base courses. Yeah. Or maybe to add one more year to your stay in college. Which in the long run is worth it. Yeah. It's not too bad. Yeah.
So yeah.
If there's anything else that we did not cover that you were expecting to hear or you would like to hear, please let us know in the comment section.
In the comments below.
And please, you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe.
And share.
And you can always email us at comingtotheusa@gmail.com.
Yeah, and we'll leave the email at the end of the video as well.
Yeah. So stay tuned for the next episode in the series. Or stay tuned for the entire series. You find this very, very useful, especially if you are in the US already or if you are planning to come here soon. So, yeah. So thank you for watching.
Alright then, we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.